students, good afternoon to everyone. Myself Swathi. Let's have fun with one of the trendy science experiment, that is dancing raisins. Okay, so here I will explain step by step description why it is happening clearly. So before going to explain this process, first you see the science experiment clearly, watch it carefully. Later I will explain step by step description of this experiment. Okay, so here I have taken raisins and one empty transparent glass. Okay, so for this experiment we need a carbonated water. Okay, so for carbonated water I preferred here 7-Up. Okay, you can take any cool drink, but mostly colorless cool drink you prefer, because 7-Up, Sprite or Mountain Dew, these drinks are preferable for this experiment, because the other carbonated water like cool drinks like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, these are containing a colorish, so you can't see the raisins dancing up and down. So I prefer this cool drink. Okay, you can do with normal water, but it's not happening, because in normal water raisins won't go up and down, it won't do any dance. Why, I will clearly explain in detail later this experiment. Okay, so I am going to pour the carbonated water, that is 7-Up. I preferred 7-Up cool drink. Okay, so I am pouring here. See the gas, because why these bubbles gas are coming, because this water, this cool drink is containing the fully carbonated water, because when I open this bottle the pressure is released and tiny bubbles of gas started forming, right, rising up on the surface because of carbonated water. Okay, so I am going to pour the raisins one by one. Okay, see, raisins are higher denser than the liquid. Okay, that's why it sink at the bottom. See, you are able to see, right? So I am going to add one by one raisins, because the density of the raisin is greater than the water. Okay, that's why it sink at the bottom. Okay, when the tiny bubbles of the carbon dioxide is releasing one by one, the rough surface of the raisin, when you drop a raisin in the 7-Up, it sinks because it is having high density than the liquid. But raisins have lot of wrinkles and tiny grooves on their surface. See, you are able to see. This is the tiny grooves and wrinkles on their surface. Okay, you can see, right? Okay, because of these surface spots trap the carbon dioxide bubbles coming from the soda. So this will trap the carbon dioxide bubbles coming from the soda. Then bubbles stick to the raisins easily. Slowly these bubbles are going to stick to the raisins. Okay, it needs some time. Okay, the gas bubbles stick to the surface of the raisin and start to collect it. Okay, as more and more bubbles attach to these raisins, okay, they act like a tiny balloons. Okay, tiny bubbles stuck to the raisin. The raisins become less denser. Only when it will become less denser means, because till now the raisins has not coming up back, because it needs some time, because the bubbles are going to trap and lifting them to the top of the water. Okay, the gas bubbles are much lighter than the liquid. When enough bubble gather on the raisin, and they make whole thing less denser than the 7-Up. When raisins and bubbles float upward together, bubbles pop at the top. Okay, see. I will add few more carbonated water. carbonated water. Okay, see, now you are able to see, right? See, slowly one of the raisin coming up and down it's coming. See, now the reaction started. Why? Because when the bubbles are trapping up the raisins up, lifting upper, then gas bubbles are much lighter than the liquid. Okay, so raisins and bubbles float upward together. Then when bubbles pop at the top, once the raisins reach at the top of the glass, some of the bubbles pop and release the gas into the air. Okay, so here you can see at the top of the water, the gas containing, right, carbon dioxide, that will pop up and release the gas. See, top of it release the gas into the air. In that time, without the bubbles, the raisins is heavy again and it go back to bottom, because it sinks back to the bottom, because bubbles are already released from the gas, so it went to the air. So this cycle is repeat again. When the raisin sinks again, new bubbles start attaching to it. Once enough bubbles gather, it floats up again. This happens over and over, making the raisins look like a dancing up and down. Okay, due to this process, it happened like this. That's it, children. I think you hope understand the concept easily and clearly. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.